Really? Okay. We have one brother over there. Two brothers and many sisters. There's one over there. Let's not be confused.
Who's husband?
Whose husband are you?
Not husband. He's a Filipino missionary in Nepal, but now he came here as a bodyguard for Yeonjunim.
I just played.
Okay, good afternoon. And then, how are you today? I feel hot too. But thank you for Kyeongibukbu and Inchon members, all the way from Inchon and Kyeongibukbu to come here and to support this second week of the month for Inchon Kyeongibukbu Sunday service. I feel already victorious to have here, standing in front of you. So every time, victory report, it's kind of, wow. I ask our sisters, they say, I don't have any victory in life, but that's not it, right? We are all victorious in a different way, I think. So our two parents are victorious in any fields of life, right? So I think we, as children of two parents, should also be victorious in any way we could. I think we shouldn't define victory as one which is so big or unreachable. Otherwise, it's hard for us to say to become victors. So it's not a huge word. We have our own, in different ways, we have little ways to define victory in our lives. We have our different lifestyles and different victories, so we shouldn't define it as a very huge word. Okay, I myself could say that I have lots of victories in life. Some are small, some are big, and some are huge. And behind any of my victories, I think there were always like some pain, some difficulties, hard trials, and huge effort, and of course things needed to give up, And of course my first victory was of course when I met the church and I met our two parents, the Living Messiah, and it changed my life completely. But then I have experienced many difficulties in blessing, which I believe have paved the way for me to receive the great blessing I'm having now. And then, by the way, I was blessed to a wonderful husband, and who is working in the headquarters, Mr. Hongbo, my very loving husband, and I love him so much, and two lovely boys who are now 13 and 8 years old. And then I presently live in Masa. So, as we all know, every time two parents give directions to us, the way on how we fulfill the given directions is not that matters. But the attitude, the moment to receive them is what matters. It's the most important thing. It's already internal victory for us. When we receive those directions, the way your attitude, the way you receive it, the attitude, the moment we receive it, is already victorious for all of us. And then fulfilling them is only the external way on showing you are victorious. And then, so I'm standing in front of you today to give my short testimony. I hope I will not run out of time. And then on my victory distributing the 430 autobiographies of two parents. Well, of course, I'm not the only one who victoriously distributed the books. Edna is here, and I don't know the names of the others, but yeah. So the training I've received during my 6 years full-time life in Cabanatuan have helped me a lot to understand God's providence and have shaped my heart on how to practice absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. So when I heard about the 430 autobiographies that should be distributed by each blessed family, I took seriously. I took the direction seriously and have determined to fulfill it. So I've immediately had this meeting with my husband and planned on how we're gonna do it. But the moment I called him and said, "Oh, how are we going to do this 430 books? We have to buy now, so we can immediately, distribute the books." But as a man working in the headquarters, they're always like, be the one to buy the books, right? So he has already bought 100 books that time, and sent them to one of the churches in Gangwon-do. So I said, wow, you did a great job. But then I wanted to do it myself. I wanted to distribute the book myself. So we ordered another 100 books from the internet. And then I think all of you know that time it cost 14,000, right, each book. So luckily, after I think last year, I don't know which month was it, but it cost 7,000. It became 7,000. So it was a blessing for all of us, to purchase the book in a very cheaper price. So I bought everything after that when it cost 7,000 because 14,000 is quite heavy. So and then have bought the books, the rest of it after. How did I start the distribution? I first distributed some of the books to my close Korean friends when we have home groups meeting. And then to my neighbors, apartment security guards, maintenance office workers in my apartment, and then to even, store owners, GS Market, all kinds of marts that I go. Everywhere I go, to the sales ladies, I always approach them. And then I have a present for you, and they're also happy. I'm kind of like on fire that time. So everybody I met like, okay, here's a book. Here's True Parents' book, Reverend Sun Myung Moon's book. Take it, it's a gift. So I felt like, handing them the book made a condition for the spirit world to work to their ancestors and one day will come to realize about the Messiah. So I was so positive and had this strong conviction when I was doing it. I could, up until life, I could remember those experiences, those moments when I was distributing the book. I could feel the fire in me. Still everywhere I go, every time I've gone out of my house, I've always carried with me 3 books in a bag. So I have my bag going to school, and I have another bag with 3 books in it. And then we're very lucky because last national meeting, you're not all here, so I'm sorry to say, Erica Ohejenim gave us a gift for 4 volumes of books. You could put some 4 books in this bag. We're so lucky. But I have this Paris Baguette bag I'm carrying with me all the time. And my goal was to carry with me 3 books every day. And then whether I've gone to academy I work, to the market, to church, pharmacy, to the street, even to the farm, because I'm doing this Jumal Nongjang. Do you know? Jumal Nongjang. So, because everywhere I go, you will meet somebody, right? Even though you don't know them. But the thing is, if you have this prayer before you go out of the house, I think Spirit will prepare those, will prepare somebody for you. And then they will just receive the book. I haven't experienced negative person who said, I don't like that book. I mean, it's a book, right? For Korean people, they love books. They like reading. So I think it's just a blessing for them to receive what is free. Some people would say how much is this? And I said, it's for free, no problem, just read it. It's kind of, every people I met on the street looked like my target. Okay, you're my target. It's like, have you experienced fundraising in Philippines? Like, oh, money. When you see somebody, you look, oh, his money, he's my target. It's like, that's what I felt when I'm distributing the book. Like, it's just, a waste of time for me when I go out and I don't have the book. Akapta. It's like akapta check off. So that's kind of the feeling, And then I wanted each person to have the book. So, when I hand them the book, I was so proud to tell them I'm unificationist. 안녕하세요. So I'm Kyeongibukbu. I'm so proud. I was so proud to say I'm my identity as unificationist. And then when I tell them about True Parents, this is the book of Reverend Sun Myung Moon. It's kind of, you have that pride in yourself to, proclaim True Parents. Even though, of course, not all of them will just immediately say, oh, kamsahamnida. Nobody will say that, of course. Not all of them. But the pride in your heart when you say the name, just the name of two parents, really like it's a fire in your heart, you know. That's what I've experienced. So, of course, I gave them a short explanation about the book, and I kind of treat them. I have a gift for you. I have this gift for you, very precious gift. 뭐예요? And then, oh, it's a book. 무슨 책이에요? 문선명 선생님의 책입니다. 자서전입니다. It's just something like, you know, because when you say, 이게 문선명 선생님 책인데 읽어보세요. It's kind of in different way where you can win the heart of the people. I just, you know, when Edna and me, we have a lot of experiences, you know, going out together, distributing the book. We're so buddy. So we went out together during this 430 distribution. And we have a lot of experiences together. I have this experience in the hospital with her. We went out with a trolley, you know, this sijang kabang together, this carrier. And then one bag here. And then Edna has one backpack and another bag, all of it like 100 books in one day. So we were carrying a hot summer day, and then last year, so we went to this hospital in Masak, which is Wonbyongwon. One, it means one, yeah? Wonbyongwon. We went there. You know, if you experience fundraising, it's kind of, you have to be tricky. You don't need to go to the information and then, oh, can I have this, you know, this distribution of books. So you don't need to say that, just go right away to the hospital rooms. And then we went each room. And then as we entered this, I think the last floor or the 5th or 4th floor of the hospital, we met this guy who was waiting on the hallway. But I hope, you know, that's what I felt. He was waiting for us there. And then he's the only person in the hallway. And then, we have this very, you know, precious gift for the people in the hospital. Oh, what was it? It was so positive the moment we entered the hospital. So it's kind of, wow, it's the spirit world really prepared this place for us. Because, you know, if you go out with that determination, the spirit will just work completely with you. There's nothing impossible the moment you go out with that determination and conviction. That's what I've experienced every time I go out. And then, so this guy with this, I think he had this leg, you know, fracture or whatever. And then he received the book. Okay, oh, 감사합니다. He was so happy. And then we entered, but then in the hospital, of course, there are people prepared and there weren't, right? So there were like Christians, oh, 감사합니다, book 많이 받으세요. It's just nothing. Okay, if they don't receive the book, then thank you. There were like less people who don't receive it, and there were more people prepared to receive the book. So just be positive. Let's go to the outer rooms. And then there was this man who was, you know, lying on the bed, and then he was listening to his church sermon with a Bible on his side table. And then Edna was there approaching that guy, and I was on the other, you know, side of the room. And all of a sudden, this guy I was very, you know, how do you say that? On very good conditions explaining about the book. And then Edna, suddenly this guy was screaming, 안 받는다니까요? 안 받을 거예요. 가져가라고. He was, and then I was so surprised. And then, of course, Edna, 선물래요, 선물래요. Because we said, like, let's say it's a gift. So how do I say it? How do I say it? And then let's say it's a gift. So 선물래요, but Edna already, Edna's face is getting red. And then, so I went there, and this guy, you know, I will not receive this. I don't like Reverend Moon. You know, his idea about, you know, he's not actually the Messiah, but actually saying everything, you know, we don't need to say. So I don't need, and then I approached him, and then I said, what's the problem? What's the problem, 아저씨? And then, 책 안 받을 거예요. 왜 자꾸 주는 거예요? And then why you keep, you know, insisting to give me this book? I don't like it. And then I changed the topic. It's not about the book. I approached him like, oh, you got hurt. How are you? What happened to your leg? And all of a sudden, his face changed completely 180 degrees. And I said, what happened to your leg? Oh my God, 어떻게 아저씨 일 못하시겠네요. It's just something like, you couldn't work now. How about your family? What happened to you? And then this happened. So how could you work now? It's kind of, for you. Something like that, and I touched his leg, and then suddenly he changed his face, totally his expression of his face. And then actually, he said, actually, it's not that I don't like Reverend Moon. He changed it. I didn't say about Reverend Moon, but he said, actually, it's not that I don't like Reverend Moon. It's just his idea about family, and my religion is, it's just talking about family, but my religion is not, talking about family. Of course, my religion is about Christ, blah, 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 blah. And then, well, 그래요, 아저씨. And then, what happened to your leg? And sabi na sa, I got hurt. And then, and he started a story about 10 minutes and said, I worked in the, in the construction of the Cheonjeonggung in Cheongpyeong. He said, 아저씨 감사합니다. 수고 많으셨어요. And I gave him a lot of compliments, and he said, really, 아저씨, you really did a very good job, a great work. How could you build a Cheonjeonggung on top of the mountain? You're such a great construction worker. And he said, 와, 진짜 힘들었어요. He said, it was so hard, he said, and then, but you are such a great guy. How could you do that? Thank you so much. Now, Unification members have this very beautiful Cheonjeonggung. And he said, yeah. And he said, I work with different people, but Filipinos are kind of kind people. I've worked with Nepalese, I've worked with, Thai, with Indonesian, but you Filipinos are you're kind people. I said, 감사합니다, 아저씨. And then I asked him, why are you not, receiving the book? 이거 읽었어. He said, I've read the book. 정말요? 무슨 내용이 있어요? What was the content of the book? 다는 못 읽었어. I didn't read everything. So just take one. It's a gift from us. Then you can read it and know more about about Reverend Sun Myung Moon. 알았어. 받을게. Oh my goodness, it's so amazing. I couldn't forget that experience, really. It's like, you see, what true parents are teaching us until now is about true love, It's like, just embrace every people. Just embrace them with true love. You don't need to, meet them with the same idea, and then you'll go end with a fight. So I just changed the topic and just give him a lot of compliments. And he changed his concept, about unification, church, and about receiving the book. So we're so victorious on that day. And then I was, oh my goodness, because it's making a scene already, and the people are just looking at us. But it was so victorious. Not only that, I have more experience to tell you. But one day, I went to, because I invited my parents to come to Korea, and then they were denied. And then I went to this Kungzin, this attorney at law office, to make an invitation letter. And then, of course, I always carry with me another books, and I carried actually 4 that day. And then when I went, actually there were not many people there in the office, but I've started to give the books first to the workers there and the attorney, and then the people said, 하나만 주세요. 왜 이렇게 많이 주세요? Why are you giving us a lot of book? We can just share. No. I have a lot at home. So just take one. 하나 받으세요. 한 명씩 받으세요. And then just take one, each of you. And then I gave to the attorney. And then when my they called my number. Okay, come. Okay, everything is done. The invitation. And the moment, the very important thing, I forgot it, which is my pujang. My stamp. I forgot my stamp. I needed, without it, they will not make an invitation letter for you. And then the secretary of the office said, 안 돼요. 절대 안 돼요. And then all of a sudden, the attorney in charge came out of his office. 변호사님, she didn't bring her pujang. And then, 그래? 그냥 해. The attorney in charge all of a sudden said, 그냥 해. 안 돼요, 변호사님. No, you cannot. she's just a secretary, right? So the authority said, no, just do it, just give her. So it's kind of, oh my goodness, this is another blessing, this is another miracle. So I gave up the books, and then I don't have the tojang, but I didn't intentionally just to test the spirit world. I didn't do that. But I really forgot my tojang, and then the authority said, okay, just do it, no problem. Okay, so I got my invitation letter that day. I took home my invitation letter from my parents, and that was another victorious day for me. It was just so amazing, you know. So there is, and then another time we went to the Ministry of Education in Namyangju. So my buddy Edna, we went together with 100 books again. She has the car, I don't have the car, so we need a car to carry those 100 books. And then we went there. It's crazy because there's no elevator in the Ministry of Education, so we have to carry those trolley, you know, carrying with those bags on the stairs, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, and then going all, you know, to, you know, approaching everybody in the office. And then it was a busy time, 10 o'clock in the morning, so it's kind of busy, you know, so many people are going there. And then there was this lady, we met her on the first floor, and then we approached her, and she said, 아니요, 괜찮아요. 저는 됐어요. 예, 감사합니다. 알겠습니다. So we just went on. And then suddenly on the third or fourth floor of the building, there was this kind of meeting, you know, the Ministry of Education or this kind of welfare center, social welfare center. The Namyangju people are going there for, you know, studying for free, gathering for free, you know that, right? And then there was this meeting, and then I met this one guy who was the ambassador for peace in our church. And then, oh, I know Reverend Sun Myung-moon. I know him. I was, you know, invited to your event many times. Oh, kamsahamnida, and we took a picture. And then after that, there were these ladies who are gathering together, you know, suda. And then the lady who we met on the first floor was there. And then we approached the ladies and we said, oh, we have this, you know, we are distributing this book of Reverend Sun Myung-moon. And then that lady who was there said, oh, 우리는 불교예요. We are Buddhist, so we can't receive that. And then we are from this Christian church, so 문선명 선생님은 좀 그래요. 다른 사람한테 주세요. Give it to another people. And then there was this another Buddhist lady who stood in front of them and said, so what? This is just a book. Just take it. Come on, just take it. You know, just take it. It's just a book. Anyway, it won't change our religion. Taking this book and reading this book, it won't change our religion. 그래요. And then because of that lady, all of them, even the negative lady, she accepted the book. And then there were like 10 ladies there, and they were listening to everybody. It was so amazing. You know, my heart's still like the beating of my heart that time. I could still feel it now. It was just so amazing. And then there was this, you know, Susan Ajishi, you know, this shoe repairman. And every Tuesday he comes in my apartment, in front of my apartment. And then I gave him the True Parents book and said, 나는 다른 종교하는데, I have this religion. But no, actually, it won't change your religion. Just read the book, and then Reverend Sun Myung-moon doesn't say you change your religion. And then he said, okay, 알았어. And every time, one time, he came another time, maybe a few months ago, because I couldn't meet him all the time. And then he was on the street, and I was on my way going to work, and he said, 아가씨! I really like him because he calls me 아가씨. Miss, he called me from, you know, he was very far from a distance, and he was so, you know, some typical Koreans have this loud voice, right? Big voice. And they said, 아가씨, I read the book of 문선명 선생님. And then, 또 있어? Do you have another book? And I said, oh, 감사합니다. Thank you very much. I'll give you another one. Oh, 그래. It's in the middle of the road, and it's screaming and just, oh my God, this guy's really amazing. It's just, you know, proclaiming about True Parents. It was just so amazing. So I have many more experiences, but these are, you know, the most unforgettable experiences that I ever had during this distribution, which is really, I hope everyone could experience the same thing. with that kind of heart and determination when you go out, really these are treasures, forever eternal treasures that we will have in our lifetime of faith. Because, you know, I have many experiences when I was having this, when I was full-time in the Philippines and having this fundraising, but this is so amazing. It's much more than that, like the fundraising. So, you know, I realized that, you know, one thing that made all my victories possible, I guess, is a life of, you know, prayer, devotion, and continuous looking. And having always a positive mind and outlook in life, you know, always positive, go out with positive mind, positive outlook. Whatever problems comes, whatever trials comes, just go out and, you know, carry it, handle it with positive mind. I think, you know, helps me to have a happy family and experience this what I'm having now. So also, I realized that unity between husband and wife brings fortune and success in fulfilling responsibilities, our responsibilities as blessed family. And then, you know, I really wanted to thank God and true parents, and of course to my loving husband, who is always there beside me. When I think of my husband, I just, tears just. Because he always recognizes my limitations, you know. And he's always there beside me. He always recognizes my limitations and weaknesses and give praises to me. Like he praises my good points, my success and victories. I think everything I've experienced in Korea is nothing without my husband. So, it doesn't mean I'll go to heaven after fulfilling this, right? It doesn't mean I'll go to heaven 100%, but it creates a big condition for the restoration of my tribe, which is the main goal of the distribution of the book, you know. And, you know, let's all do our best to fulfill our responsibilities before the foundation day. You know, brother and sisters, God knows our situation. And I think, you know, just distribution of books, it doesn't need only, you know, effort, but it needs a lot of money too. And God knows our situations. God knows every situations. But the thing is, you know, it's not, the problem is not, you know, I have this problem, God, you know my situation. The thing is, are we trying to fulfill what God have directed us? Are we really giving, are we trying our best? That's the most important thing. Otherwise, God will really show us the way. God will find a way for us to fulfill everything. Because I could see with many sisters who, you know, I was so inspired really with Edna, with her conviction and, you know, determination to fulfill God's direction. I was so moved with her heart. And, you know, all these situations will be gone if we have that heart to fulfill our responsibilities. Whatever trials and difficulties in our family, I think, you know, God will show us the way. So we have this 200 plus days before the foundation day, and it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of heart, it takes a lot of energy, a lot of money, of course, but those are just things, you know, secondary. The primary thing is our attitude. Our attitude is the most important. Then if we have the proper attitude, God will work 100%, everything we do. So let's pray hard for it, so God will show us the way. And as I always said, told you about my testament, attitude is what matters, at the way or the process of doing it. Thank you very much.